Leopards 22. Elijah, game having gone less than 5 minutes, pressure from both sides. Leopards had gone in deep, but then Kenya were able to counter. There was a good tackle there where Kenya were able to recover a ball from the Leopards, and a good run there by Teddy Akala. What do you have to say going into this fixture?
It's a good warning shot from SIMBAS. I think they have shown that they are quite adept at countering and turning over balls in the racks. But also Leopards showing us that they are keen to attack even from their own 22, and that sets up well for this game. And right there we see a penalty that has been taken quickly by Asati, but the referee calls it back to mark. So it's gonna be a good day. Looks very well set for the day. The underfoot is quite dry enough, and Simba's electing to go for 3 points early enough, which is a good thing.
I was just about to ask you, Elijah, on what will be your option? Do you go for kick out, for a line out, or do you go for points? And having Paul Dera's team, having the one and only Darwin Mukitsa in the ranks, it will be only prudent they go for points. Elijah, both teams, for the Leopards, they're looking for a way into making into the playoffs, how well they can secure themselves into the top 4. They have 2 remaining fixtures. They're looking for a win in the 2 remaining fixtures. Kenya Simbas, this is for the Rugby Africa qualifiers going into this one, as eyes are set into Darwin Mukitsa to give Kenya Simbas rolling with 3 points, and it's successful. It's successful. Elijah, going into the next play, what do you expect from the Leopards? What do you expect from Simbas?
Leopards will look to strike back, which is normally what happens immediately after conceding points. They'll come back with all their guns blazing, and it will be up to Simba to ensure that first of all they retain this kickoff, ensure that it is a clean exit from their half, and also look to play in Leopards territory. Ball raised quite high there, right outside Simba's 22, received quite well by Bethel Anami, and there's a rack that has been set there, looks quite steady. Asati with a high ball into Leopards 22. It's been received by Hoffman and given to Venter, who is electing to look for the 50-22 kick. And let's wait see if it wasn't successful. But that is a good kick, putting them right back into Simba's territory.
Martin Venter being very tactical with that kick. He was aiming for the 50-22 rule, a bounce just before the ball goes out of touch. It wasn't successful, but it was right off the 22. So Kenya have a line out. For those joining us, this is the first fixture of the Kenya of the Currie Cup First Division being played outside of South Africa. Daniel Sikuta with a very good offload, and George Nyambua right there. It's an infringement. It's an infringement right there by the Leopards, and the Simbas get to kick out into safety. And Dominic Colson with the hold of the ball. I'm sure as a professional he's already gone off the infringement in which he had a knock on. Toili, this fixture for the Kenya Simbas going into the Rugby Africa qualifiers. What's your take on the last 8 weeks that they've been in South Africa for the Kenya Currie Cup, for the Currie Cup fixture?
It's been a steep learning curve, but very well welcomed. I mean, we can only gain from playing in the Currie Cup, and therefore we look to see. The coach has been quite confident that we've learned a lot in preparation for the playoffs that will take us into the knockouts for qualifiers for the World Cup. Now attacking here right on the right-hand side of the pitch, Darwin Mukiza with a good carry into the right on the 40-meter line. Asati digging for the ball, and there's a strong carry. Yes, there's also support on that rack. Quick ball, they should play on the quick ball. They have numbers outside. If they can see to the left, the ball should go out wide. Which it has a good carry. He has a man out, but loses the ball in contact. Beldad Ogeto with a man outside, he could have actually used that. Will you
It'll have been way easier offloading that ball, but like, hey, as we say, the commentator is right, just up the stands enjoying the game. What is happening on that rugby pitch is a very different ball game. So with an infringement, we're going back into the second scrum of this fixture. It's from the last scrum, the Leopards were able to overpower the Simba's team. The forwards of the Leopards seem to have really been very good in the buffet ranks. They've been ensuring they're not skipping any meals and not skipping leg days in the gym. So ball is being held by Shuwin Cupido. Ball is placed in. Simbas are able to hold. Simbas are able to hold. Simbas are able to hold. That was very good Currie. Infringement right again. Holding the ball on the ground. Daniel Sikuta leading from the front as a captain. One and only Elijah, I'll ask you again. Right outside the 22, what should the Simbas do?
They have a good kicker in Darwin Mukiza. They should elect for the points, which they have. And Kenya Simbas playing in the right areas, applying pressure on Leopards, conceding penalties, kickable penalties, and what the Kenya Simbas are doing is putting and applying scoreboard pressure and letting the Leopards won't understand as the scoreboard continues ticking, and that's what needs to continue happening for the Simbas. Build the gap slowly. Once they get out to a more than 7 match point, and then they can start now playing in the right areas using their structures. Good kick by Darwin. Height is okay. Accuracy is okay. Kenya Simbas stretch their lead to 6-0. 6-0 to Kenya Simbas. Good start for Kenya Simbas, even this early in the game, as we look to Leopards trying to settle down. The battle should be in the forwards, and so far we've seen Kenya Simba forwards doing their thing, being able to handle anything thrown at them by the Leopards, looking at those turnovers that were done by the forwards. So Kenyan forwards up to the game at this moment. Ball received good at the kickoff by Bethel Anami. Strong carry just outside their 22. They should look to put the ball to boot. Asati does the same in the middle of the pitch, but goes to Duren Hoffman, who receives and steps in, but is tackled well. And there is a rack set up there. The ball is out by Shewin. Good carry, but the ball is loose, and it looks floating forward, but the ref says play on. It's at the wing, been tapped by a Leopards player. It's still available. Tanga decides to run it, plays it back in, and Simba saying they must finish with a flurry here. They must finish with some more points on the board. The ball is out to Awila, gives it back in, and the rack is set, almost turned over by Leopards, and it is a slow rack, and everyone is calling for the ball to be kicked out. But there's a shot and ball by Thomas Okeyo, and he's all the way. He's going all the way. No one will stop him, and that's what they were playing for. That's what Kenya were playing for. That's what they wanted to show the crowd, that even though we are able to kick the ball out to stop the game, we will get some more points on the board. Very positive game, very positive outcome, and that is what we all look for. That's all we all look forward to, when players seize the moment and say, this is ours. Will you X?
Elijah, that was amazing. That was amazing. A whole center making a very good run straight off the bench, extending the Simba's lead from where I'm seated. I can see the smiles on Paul Odera's hands, and as he's passing congratulatory remarks from the two technical benches. Elijah, this was a very good fixture by the Simbas, as you have the one and only Andrew Matoka trying to get the last points into this fixture. It's been a great afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and not forgetting that Matoka gets it right. Full-time scores. Kenya Simbas 51 and the Leopards 35. You ask me if these fixtures of the Currie First Divisions were all played here. Considering this were the defending champions, I believe we'll be giving every team a run of their money by the Kenya Simbas. Next week, the Kenya Simbas play the Eastern Province Elephants, who stand second in the log. But from this fixture and all the encouragement they've gotten from the fans, Elijah, I'm expecting a cracker of a match. This was Willie Wex, and my colleague Elijah will give his closing remarks as we look forward to seeing you next week.
Yes, Willie Wex, it was a good outing, good afternoon, good show from Simbas. The coach was right. He said from the earlier fixtures, he was trying his combinations from the earlier 7 fixtures. And he said in these last 2 fixtures, he will put his best team forward. And we have seen what is the best team that Kenya has to offer, is able to do. And therefore, we look forward to next week with a lot of anticipation, with a lot of excitement. Thank you also to Leopards for flying all the way to Nairobi to honor this fixture, being the first Currie Cup fixture that has been played outside South Africa. See you next weekend as we sign out.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, asanteni sana kwa kocha. See you next weekend. Same time, same place. All right, we proceed for what you've all been waiting for, the after party of the 2022 Currie Cup. Brought to you by the Home Boys Entertainment. Finally, the second round of today, the founder, like we are taking covering that is finishing the big on rugby, the Eastern Province Rugby from South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm being your host, my name is Walter.
Acha hawa kule hawa bana. Camera 3 hold. 3 on air. Nice one 3. Stand by 2. Nice one 2. Nice one 2 on air.